I'm Ginger Nelson and welcome to Tea Time. Today I have Chip Blalock on the set with me and he is here to talk about the Sunbelt Ag Expo.
Coming up October 15, 16, and 17, our 36th annual show. Gates open at 8:30 daily, close at 5 o'clock on Tuesday and Wednesday and 4 o'clock on Thursday. Tickets available at the gates for $10 per day. We do a 3-day pass on Tuesday for $20. So if you're coming all week, be sure to take advantage of that 3-day pass.
Now, Chip, does this year roll around fast?
I think they stole a month from us somewhere, whoever they is.
Maybe it was that month that it rained the entire month.
Well, you know, interesting story about the rain. We got 52 inches of rain in 8 months through August. We went to pick Dr. John Beasley's peanut variety trials about September the 19th. The ground was too hard. We had to go and run the irrigation that night so we could come back and dig the peanuts the next day.
After all that rain.
After all that rain. So, you know, it's been an interesting year with all the rainfall. You know, we're going to make decent crops across the region. You know, our crops at Expo are certainly not immune to the heavy rainfall. You know, we're pretty flat out there, so we don't drain very well, even with all of the drain tile. But we got great crops for the cotton demos, peanut demos, and the harvesting. We're going to run corn and soybean combines this year. Hay demos, this will be perfect weather for hay demos. You can cut it and the hay dries down really quick and can bale it the next day. But we're looking forward to a great show next week.
Great show. Now, Chip, can you tell us a little bit about how you got started with the Expo, when you got started, and what you do?
Well, I'm an '87 graduate of College of Ag and Environmental Sciences at UGA.
Go Dogs.
You betcha. We love the dogs. I was a county agent for a year in Dooley County, and then I moved to Colquitt County where I married my wife, Donna, county agent for 2 years there, and then I left the extension work and went to Moultrie Farm Center, was sales manager there for 7 years. Did a lot of volunteering over the years at the Expo, did a lot of cooking, a lot of grilling, and got to know Mr. Patton and Dr. White and everybody out there. And lo and behold, in 1997, when unfortunately Dr. White got sick and they were looking for somebody to come in and carry on the tradition, I was the fortunate person that got to take on that task, and it's just an honor for myself and Gina and Michael Chafin, our farm manager, to carry on that great tradition of excellence that Dr. Ed White and Dr. Joe Burnside set since 1978.
Well, since 1978, wow, that's a long time.
This is our 36th year.
36 year. So can you tell us a little bit about the history, how it has changed over the years?
Expo was born in the late 60s as a career day on Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College campus, who's another one of our great partners in the Expo effort. Stayed there for several years, kind of outgrew the ABAC campus, moved over to what we call the old RDC, the Conference Center now, and was there through 1977. And 77, Dr. Joe Burnside wanted to have a farm show just like the Farm Progress Show in the Midwest. He got a group together. They went to the Farm Progress Show. The Farm Progress folks really opened their playbook, so to speak, and told them what they had to do. In the meantime, Dr. Burnside met with Mayor Willie Withers in Moultrie, and they both agreed that the old Spence Air Base was a perfect place for a farm show, and here we are 36 years later with North America's premier farm show, the Sunbelt Ag Expo, bringing the technology to the static exhibits, to the field demonstrations for the farmers to come in and see, experience the technology, see how it might fit in their operations, and gather information to make purchasing decisions on the spot or purchasing decisions throughout the year on equipment, technology, GPS, the list goes on and on. And if we improve their bottom line, we're also improving their quality of life. And you know, Expo doesn't just happen every year. We work with, I mentioned ABAC and the University of Georgia, Tifton campus, Athens campus, Griffin campus, all the land grants throughout the Southeast, all the farm bureaus throughout the Southeast. In fact, the 10 Southeastern farm bureaus help sponsor our luncheon every year. Work with all the Department of Agriculture, you know, especially the home team with Commissioner Gary Black. They do a wonderful job with the Georgia Grown program and looking out for the producers of the farm products and the consumers of the products in the great state of Georgia, but we work with all the Department of Ags. And it's just a grassroots network that's unequaled in the farm show industry.
It's like a big, huge family that just gets
really
together, comes together.
Yep, and that's tied together with the Swisher Sweet Sunbelt Expo Southeastern Farmer of the Year program that goes across those 10 states, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, Kentucky, Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia. We're looking forward to welcoming the 24th group of Farmers of the Year to the Expo. On Tuesday at the luncheon, we will name the overall winner. And, you know, we tell them every year it is a contest. At the end of the contest, there will be one winner. But this contest is more about promoting agriculture. They will have 10 new friends all over the Southeast as a result of taking part in this contest. It's kind of like a brotherhood or a sisterhood this year. We have our second female nominee.
Really?
From Alabama, Annie D River Ranch. Her and her husband, her brother Mike, run that very impressive corn, soybean, wheat, and cattle ranch over there in North Alabama, north of Tuscaloosa. Your 2013 Georgia nominee is Will Harris from over in Bluffton, White Oak Pastures. Will is a pioneer in the organic agriculture arena. They have a organic vegetable garden that they distribute vegetables across the region through their CSA. They have cattle, sheep, goats, pigs, chickens, guineas, rabbits, and I'm sure I'm leaving out something, but no stone goes unturned at White Oak Pastures.
Do they
have
sleep?
the abattoirs right there on site where they process red meat in one and poultry in the other. And you ask if they sleep, Will likes to tell everybody they don't hold season tickets to anything that doesn't happen at White Oak Pastures. So it's just a fascinating operation over there. And, you know, we're just so proud of the relationships that we have all across the Southeast, especially, you know, the ones close to home here in Southwest Georgia.
Now, Chip, how is the Farmer of the Year chosen?
All right, in the 10 states, it's either the Farm Bureau or the Extension Service that selects the farmer in a given state. They submit that nomination to us in June, by June the 1st. The first or second week of August, Swisher rents us a plane and we fly all over the Southeast, 2 farms a day for 5 days. And at the end of the week, the judges basically know who the winner is. It's a well-kept secret for 2 months. We visit 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours in the afternoon for 5 days, and it's just a very humbling experience to get to go on these farming operations and see the family, see the community involvement, see in Will Harris's instance, the economic development. You know, when he created White Oak Pastures and built the processing plants, you know, he employs 85, 90 people over there in little old Bluffton, Georgia. And, you know, it's just a wonderful experience for us. And we tell them, you know, those 9 other winners that you're going to meet at the show are friends for life. The 196 that came before them, you know, we're just, again, one big family. And we're looking forward to the 25th anniversary of the Farmer of the Year program in 2014.
That's great. Well, I know all 10 of them should feel very honored that they are even in the category.
Absolutely, and they're just 10 outstanding salt-of-the-earth farm families. I just sit in the back of the plane and listen to the judges. I'm not in on the decision-making process. But one of our judges is Dr. John Woodruff, retired soybean specialist right here in Tifton, worked on the station for years. Dr. Jim Butler's been in the past, has been a judge. And we try to get judges from all over the Southeast. Brian Kirksey, the 2008 Farmer of the Year from Arkansas, is a judge, and John McKissick, retired ag economist from Athens, is also a judge.
Sounds like you've got them all from all over.
All over, and they do a great job. It's a very tough job.
Well, Chip, we're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to tell you how you can get involved with the Sunbelt Expo. We'll be right back.
We are the Sunbelt Ag Expo.
It's about education.
The finest machinery, the newest technology.
From guidance systems to new irrigation, the newest varieties that are coming out.
To come out here, it really brings it all home.
We're North America's premier farm show. Y'all come see us.
It's a family tradition.
Just two big old boys, full of biscuits and charm. Beats all you ever saw, been making us laugh, ain't doing no harm. Making us laugh, the only way they know how. That's just a little more fun than the law should allow.
Meet Paul Arvizu, a 2012 graduate of Moultrie Technical College and a certified surgical technologist at Tift Regional Medical Center. He works in a field considered non-traditional for men. But Paul already knew firsthand what it's like to be considered different and to be transplanted by the winds of change. He immigrated to America from Mexico with his family as a 5-year-old, and while at Moultrie Tech, he gained full United States citizenship, was a Student of the Year finalist, and graduated with honors. No matter where life takes him now, Paul says nothing is out of reach. Thanks to faculty members, classmates, and a diploma from Moultrie Tech, he's empowered to help change lives as a valuable member of a surgical team.
This changes everything.
We're everywhere you turn. Moultrie Technical College.
Welcome back to Tea Time. I'm talking to Chip, and he is with the Sunbelt Ag Expo that is coming up next week, October the
15, 16, and 17.
It always falls on my birthday. My birthday's on the 16th.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. So we were talking about it. It's coming up next week, the 15th, 16th, and 17th. And you were talking about the relationship that all these counties, all these states come together to help put this thing on.
You know, it's interesting you mentioned the counties. We did an economic impact study, and the 20 county area surrounding Moultrie and Colquitt County has a $16 million economic impact just on the 3 days of Expo.
Wow.
And once you know, because the majority of the motels are in Tifton, Adel, Valdosta,
I know,
Albany, Thomasville,
I think
Ashburn.
I talked to, I talked to somebody, and they told us that all the hotels in Tifton are sold out.
And so we're very proud of that economic impact, and we're very proud of the way our neighbors to the north, south, east, and west help us take care of our exhibitors and visitors while they're here. You know, we're the hospitality capital of the world in southwest Georgia, and we're very proud of that as a region. You know, when you talk about working with ABAC and UGA Tifton campus and UGA Athens campus, we started at ABAC. We use ABAC students as our tram drivers for the field demos. ABAC was the first university to build a permanent exhibit building back in 1998. I remember when Dr. Lloyd and Lanier Carson cut the ribbon on that building. It was a great day at the Expo, and they set the trend for the others. Now, you know, Auburn was next, and then Fort Valley State, and then Georgia and Clemson and the University of Florida all right there together. You know, that one Saturday a year we want to beat each other in football, but the other 364 days we're working to help these farmers maintain a level of profitability that'll keep them in business by showing them this technology, making sure it's ready to go to work. Now back to ABAC. In addition, ABAC for several years has sponsored our scavenger hunt. We realized as it became more difficult for our school groups to get days off to do field trips to the Expo, that if we added some structure to the educational experience, it would help them when they make those requests. So we got together with Dr. Bridges and Gina, and we all came up with a scavenger hunt idea where we get a list of 10 or 12 questions from exhibitors that want to see the kids, that don't mind the kids coming by, and they're all educational questions. So bottom line is, at the end of the week, when we tally up all of the completely, correctly filled out scavenger hunt forms, the school, group, or club that has the most completely filled out forms wins a $500 classroom grant.
Wow,
And
that's
I don't know of
great.
any club or class that doesn't need a little extra cash.
That's right.
Then we do fun things like random drawings for iTunes gift cards, Expo T-shirts, things like that. So we're very appreciative of our relationship with ABAC in that respect. We work very closely with, like I mentioned, UGA. We're using some of their students this year to man our information and souvenir booths. Leanne Chafin helps us get all that together, and her husband Michael is our farm manager. And she actually spoke this week to the class at the UGA Tifton campus on behalf of Expo and did a great job. So we're just a big happy family.
Talk about it. I mean, you talk about all the students that help out. I mean, you couldn't do this without their help either.
That's right. The students that I've mentioned on the local level, the Colquitt County FCCLA sells the tickets for us. The local Red Cross takes up the tickets. The Chamber of Commerce, my goodness, they do so much during the week of Expo with the luncheon, the luncheon and the exhibitor supper. And they have a booth promoting Moultrie and Colquitt County, and Southwest Georgia Tourism has a booth also. Just help us with our VIP tours, you name it. Our chambers steps up, ready to go.
And you talked about, I know when we were off camera, we were talking about fall break.
In schools
fall break, and how that can affect you.
Fall break is an interesting paradigm for an event like the Expo. We had fall break one year. It used to be on Wednesday. Every year on Wednesday, that was the deal. And then as we starting school earlier, and you started taking multiple days for fall break. We tried it on Monday and Tuesday one year, and you'd be surprised at our chamber and FCCLA that had trouble getting volunteers to come work.
Really?
And because they're going out of town
That's
on fall
right.
break. So our fall break now is on Thursday and Friday, which works very well for us. And we just all got together and talked about it and decided, that was the best for everybody involved. Teachers and students still get their break, and we still have enough great help for the Expo. But it is interesting how that works out.
I know. I said I wasn't going to say it, but we're actually going to be out of town.
Well, I turned down a chance a few minutes ago to say, it's going to be a great week, but fall break, some people get to go to Disney World instead of the Expo. And Governor Sonny Perdue, several years ago, called Expo the Disney World of agriculture.
Well, this is actually a Disney cruise, but my husband, growing up on a farm, his dad was a farmer. He was like, "What were you thinking? And this is Expo week, and I should have thought, because it is my birthday and it's always falling on my birthday." But speaking of, my father-in-law being a farmer, and he has since passed on, but the Expo also has really good memories. I mean, I know that my husband and his brother and his uncles and his cousins, I mean, they go back to the Expo every year just because, it's even though they're not farming anymore, it is a tradition, and it's a family tradition in our family.
Right, and that's what we focus on in our commercial that we did with the Hart family from Berlin. It's truly a family tradition. We did a thing on Facebook the other day and asked, "Y'all excited about coming to the Expo? Where are you coming from?" And it was amazing to see the responses from across the Southeast on where we could do a mini demographic study just on where they were coming from by that Facebook post. And the fact that we show the technology in the static exhibits, 1,200 exhibitors strong, then you can go out to our fields and see that technology working, whether it's in cotton harvest, peanut harvest, corn and soybean harvest, the hay harvesting demos, the precision drain tile. Whoever thought of precision drain tiling? We can put the drain tile down now, GPS coordinate it, know right where it's at, so if it bubbles up, gets stopped up,
Unreal.
we don't
The
have
technology.
to search for it. We go, plot it, bam, there we are. Titan Tire Goodyear is doing a driving range in the fields. John Deere's got their ATV driving range in the fields. Speaking of Titan Tire, they will be doing a tire auction on Tuesday and Wednesday at 1 o'clock. All proceeds benefit the Georgia FFA Foundation. This is the 6th year, And we're very proud of the fact that we have raised over $250,000 for the Georgia FFA Foundation
Wow.
over the last 5 years. So that's kind of the fun stuff that we get to do. And you know, the silver lining, the icing on the cake, so to speak, when we get to help great organizations. Another, Reinke Irrigation is doing they did a deal last year selling caps. This year they are selling T-shirts, pink T-shirts, breast cancer awareness, and all of the proceeds are going to the 26.2 Donna cause.
I'm saying that, yeah.
That is one of our...
That's in Jacksonville.
In Jacksonville. Our communication specialist, Amy Willis, is a breast cancer survivor, and Reinke does that in her honor every year.
Right.
So that's kind of cool. And I think
I've ran that the past 3
is
years.
going to have
yeah.
a pink tractor that they'll have a silent auction on. That will be part of that auction will be during the expo. So, you know, when we get to help out charities like that as a result of, you know, that's the big picture stuff of the really heartwarming and gratifying and humbling part of the Sunbelt Expo.
It's not just about farming.
That's right.
It goes way beyond. Well, we're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the Sunbelt Ag Expo that is coming up on October the 15th, 16th, and 17th. We'll be right back.
We are the Sunbelt Ag Expo.
It's about education.
The finest machinery, the newest technology.
From guidance systems to new irrigation, the newest varieties that are coming out.
To come out here, it really brings it all home.
We're North America's premier farm show. Y'all come see us.
It's a family tradition.
Meet Carolyn Tallman, a master cosmetologist and a Moultrie Technical College graduate from the class of 1997. She is well acquainted with the tools of the trade, but even these tools could not prepare Carolyn for the life-changing obstacles that would lie in her path. This working wife and mother of two bravely faced a late-stage cancer diagnosis, not only once, but twice. And her Moultrie Tech family was there, holding a bone marrow testing drive in 2007 in her honor. Now, 6 years post-transplant, Carolyn is cancer-free and a busy team member in a thriving hair salon in Moultrie. The work ethics traits she learned at Moultrie Tech, that of a positive attitude and a strong character, helped this survivor to help others feel alive and more beautiful.
This changes everything.
We're everywhere you turn. Moultrie Technical College.
Just two big old boys, full of biscuits and charm. Beats all you ever saw, been a making us laugh, ain't doing no harm. Making us laugh, the only way they know how. That's just a little more fun than the law should allow.
Attention homeowners, if your home has lost value and you now owe more on your mortgage than your home is worth, listen carefully to this very important message from Quicken Loans. Recently, the government announced changes that may allow you to refinance even if your home has lost value. So if your current mortgage rate is higher than 3.99%, call Quicken Loans today to learn how we can help. For example, if you owe $300,000 on your mortgage, but your home's only worth $150,000, Quicken Loans may still be able to help you. Again, if you purchased or refinanced your loan before June of 2009 and you owe more than your home is worth, or if your current mortgage rate is above 3.99%, call Quicken Loans today to find out if we can help you take advantage of this very unique refinancing opportunity. And for 3 years in a row now, J.D. Power & Associates has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction. Again, call Quicken Loans today or visit QuickenLoans.com.
Welcome back to Tea Time. I've been talking to Chip, and he's been telling us all about the Sunbelt Ag Expo that is coming up October the 15th, 16th, and 17th. 3 full busy days.
3 full days. I tell you what, to plan your trip, go to sunbeltexpo.com, check out the schedule of events, or go to your app store on your smartphone Sunbelt Ag Expo 2013.
Speaking of technology.
The mobile app will get you where you need to be, when you need to be there. It does text alerts. It's got scheduled events. It's got the map. It's got the You Are Here feature.
It has the map. That is great.
You name it, it's on there. Really helps you plan your trip while you're there, because it is a big place and there is a lot of things to see. One of which is our Spotlight State program. Florida is our Spotlight State this year. Their theme is Florida Agriculture Then and Now, a historical perspective all the way back to when Ponce de Leon founded Florida 500 years ago, and the display is called Viva 500. It's a great display of the rich history of Florida agriculture, and we're excited to, it's right by the Florida building where the Spotlight tent usually is, and they're kind of working together. We built them a bridge from one exhibit to the other, and we're excited to have Florida as our Spotlight State this year. Georgia will be the Spotlight in 2014, and Mississippi will be the Spotlight in 2015. And we're excited about the Chevy test track moving into the exhibit area. It's been in the fields the last couple years, and it's just south of the Horse Pavilion this year. Chevy static exhibit will be right next to it, so we've kind of flipped the floor plan on the east side of the grounds a little bit, down in the auto show. Yamaha will have a test track going on right by the Ram commercial truck tent, which is also by the GMC booth. And Honda will have their ATV test track going on. We'll have the Antique Tractor Parade daily at 2 o'clock. Stock Dog Trial will be going on all 3 days of the expo. And we're looking forward to having Kevin Sport, the right place, exhibiting with us this year.
He's one of our guys.
You
That's
betcha.
right.
He's going to be singing at the exhibitor supper on Tuesday night, and we're just thrilled to have Kevin with us for the whole week, and look forward to.
And Kevin has a show on RFD.
The Right Place.
The Right Place, and the RFD is going to be there as well.
RFD and the show called Small Town Big Deal will be there filming this year. Focusing on the Expo, of course, but also on the Titan Tire Auction and our relationship with FFA and the money we raise for them. So it's just going to be a great week at the Sunbelt Expo. The weather forecast looks very favorable. You know us farmers.
No cold and no rain.
You know, it's going to be cold in the morning and warm in the
That's
afternoon. Right. And you know, if we had our druthers, we'd like for it to rain on Sunday so it'd get the farmers out of the field. But if we were in control of it, we would really mess it up. So we're going to take it however the good Lord sends it to us. And but the weather forecast does look really good for this weekend and next week. And you know, we've made improvements to the roads from 2 years ago when we had the torrential rainfall. We'll never have to close the Gate 3 road again. We put down crushed concrete there, and on Gate 4, we won't have to close it again. So if the good Lord blesses us with rain, we'll be ready for it. And we're just looking forward to opening the gates at 8:30 on Tuesday and welcoming the world to Moultrie, Georgia and the Expo.
How many do you think come through the gate?
In a given year, we'll have anywhere from 80 to 100,000 visitors from all over the world come to see us.
Unreal.
1,200 plus exhibitors.
And they don't come just from the United States. I mean, they come from
all over. No, they come from all over.
The world.
You know, the bulk of them come from Georgia, Florida, Alabama, and then the other southeastern states. But we already know of a group coming from Puerto Rico, a group coming from Brazil, and we usually have some from the Pacific Rim and the European area also. So we truly welcome the world to the Sunbelt Expo.
Give us your email address, your website address.
www.sunbeltexpo.com.
And download that app on your cell phone so that
Sunbelt Ag Expo 2013.
You can get updates.
We'll still have the show program at the gate, but everything in the program is on the app.
And the gates open at what time?
8:30 daily. Close at 5 on Tuesday and Wednesday, 4 o'clock on Thursday.
And the price?
Tickets are $10 per day. On Tuesday, we sell a 3-day pass for $20.
Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me again. I love talking about the Expo.
I bet you do. You have a year full of it.
We really
you're constantly planning, already planning for next year.
You bet.
All right, thank you, Chip. And you don't want to miss the Sunbelt Ag Expo coming on October the 15th, 16th, and 17th. We appreciate you being with us today, and we'll see you next time right here on Plant TIFNet's Wiregrass Channel 3.